What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you a replay commentary. This is a viewer submitted match from Crazy JC, part of the Wawa clan, driving his M41 Bulldog on what is clearly airfield, but let me just increase that map size. There we go. Now we can see what is going on throughout the map. I need to lower my headset volume so I don't go deaf. And there we go. It is a tier 8 match, which the M41 Bulldog is more than comfortable in. Now, it has been nerfed a little bit since the days of its first introduction, but from what I hear, it is still a very potent vehicle. And the fact that the tier 8s on the enemy team are very, I shouldn't say easily, but, you know, in the hands of a skilled player, the Bulldog is more than capable of addressing the threat. He is spotted by that counterpart scout on the enemy team, although he can tear that guy to shreds. He is running the autoloader, which, as you can tell by the match, is a 10-round drum. I believe it is 150 damage APs at 175 penetration with APCR rounds, if my cursor did not freak out on me. We can confirm. Bounce. There we go. Bouncing off the Black Prince, a little unfortunate, but if he's going to bounce off any tier 7, probably going to be a Black Prince, even if it is its side armor. Now, the enemy team largely unspotted at this point in the match, but it is not even a minute and a half in at this point, so semi-understandable. The VK4502A being the first tier 8 to be spotted for the enemy team. The IS-3 of his team kind of doing something a little bit ballsy, pushing along that water line. The T-71 is spotting for it, and he has a lot of vehicles just hanging back, a scout tank along the northern perimeter of the airfield, chilling, making sure nothing is going on. However, there are no TDs in the 9-0 Bravo area, which is someplace you can occasionally expect to see a tank destroyer sitting. Pretty much stops any enemy vehicles from going around the northern rocks near the airfield and flanking your team, but at the same time it limits their effectiveness throughout a lot of the match if the enemy team doesn't try to push that. Looks like that IS-3 got a little overzealous and pushed right into a Black Prince, an AMX 5100, and an Elk AMX as well. Challenger probably also had a little bit to do with that. It was the Black Prince who killed him. The Black Prince having a very good tier 7 gun. Not the best, but still very reliable in terms of its rate of fire, and its damage is okay, and its penetration is okay. To put it into perspective, I think its damage and penetration are about on par with this Bulldog here.
Target locked.
Excuse me. Got a little tickle in my throat, and I could not help myself. I tried to fight through it. But looking like that Ferdinand actually causing a little bit of concern here for Crazy JC, who is clearly running a zoom out mod.
Penetration.
And just from the looks of it, doing an auto aim on this 4502 Alpha, which proves to be more than enough to take him out. And, oh wait, okay, that was, nope, I switched to my view. Yeah, so that is his actual view. And it looks like the 4502 saying, nice hacks FV. A little upset with the FV304, but I mean, it is an annoying artillery piece just because of its rate of fire to keep you more or less perma-tracked if you're a heavy tank with a terrible crew for repairs. There we go. Found my words. Looks like that Panther 2 somewhere over on this flank, I'm guessing. He is currently unspotted, but he did get the kill on that T150, which is right there we see on the screen. And the enemy team doing pretty well for themselves right now. 2-6. Woo, nearly doubling JC's team's hit points, and kind of going to be a hard comeback if it's a comeback at all. Looking to kill that AMX 5100. Will not get it, and the WZ-131, a formidable foe, kind of loitering in the center, being menacing, spotting for his team. T-32, the Tiger 1 in a world of trouble there down in the south, and JC continuing to look for an opportunity, and this Tiger 2 presents him with exactly with one. And the Panther 2 finally getting spotted off way in the distance. The Tiger 2 finally realizing what's going on after, what was it, that 5 rounds getting pumped into his backside? Something like that. Finally taking notice of JC and turning around, though he only does so temporarily, and then proceeds to help out his Ferdinand, who clearly did not need it in the first place because he just killed the Super Pershing who was annoying him. Ferdinand, a somewhat solid, you know what, I'll go out and say, yeah, I think it's a pretty solid tank destroyer. Not as good as it used to be back in the early days of the game. due to power creep and occasional nerfing, but still, it can be fun. I did not hate mine all too terribly. In fact, I had some somewhat enjoyable moments. But this AMX 1375, man, I did not take notice of how many scout tanks were in this game.
Target locked.
Just rolling around in the center, JC wanting to kill it. Again, going for auto aim here. Not quite sure what his love with auto aim is, but it is clearly working in his favor. Over 1,800 damage dealt, 1,900, actually over 2,000 now, and getting the kill for his team, taking out a scout tank. He has also killed that 4502A, in case anyone has forgotten. And wow, he was responsible for all that 1375's hit points going bye-bye. Tiger 1 sitting on the enemy's main base, as if there's any other kind of base for the enemy at this point. And the Tiger 1, again, I think he's constantly using auto aim. Not sure I agree with it, but it's working for him. I mean, auto aim centers your tank's reticle, your tank's gun on the enemy vehicle. It gives you a lesser chance of actually penning, but he's making the judgment call saying, hey, the enemy's exposing enough of its weak armor to me. I'm going to trust my auto aim on this. And I could make a few accusatory remarks on that, but you know what? Without any sort of indication towards supporting those remarks, I will refrain. And the more skilled players that are listening to my commentary know exactly what I'm thinking. However, those of you, it's better off that you don't. The Tiger 2 finally coming back to fight the Tiger 1, who has survived all this time, looking like JC looking for a flank of sorts on this Ferdinand. He knows it is low, and it is an easy kill. Panther 2 surprisingly here in the center now, and he is locked yet again. His gun continuing to pound away. And you know what? Target lock is good for light tanks a lot of the times because it allows you to focus on driving, and he is just keeping an eye on where his target is on that vehicle, trying to keep his auto aim just clearly in the best spot possible. And there we go. Wow, I did not realize the Panther 2's armor was that weak. That where that target reticle was, it looked like it was on the upper front plate, and he still managed to pen it at that close at that angle. So a little surprising, but now he has done over 3,800 hit points worth of damage. Tiger 2 coming up behind him. He is clipping. His engine is broken. He's out. Pretty much almost dead here. He is running on fumes. He needs to get over this hill, and he knows that very carefully. However, he cannot afford any fall damage. There we go, no fall damage per se, but his track is broken. Engine fixed. Artillery nearly killing him, and the enemy team still winning this match in terms of tanks and hit points.
Penetration.
All right, everything's fine. It's all good. Nothing.
Target disengaged.
Nothing broken. It is all okay. So interesting for me this match. Interesting for you guys hearing all the background noises. But right here, the Tiger 2 still alive clearly, and the Ferdinand also. So I did not miss much. 3,900 hit points dealt thus far. He's looking to get some very sneaky shots on this Ferdy, who is exposed out in the open. The Tiger 2 looking like he fell back, thinking that JC would be over there, and he isn't, allowing him to get a very easy kill number 4 on that Ferdinand. The enemy team still in a very strong position to win. All the allied team has is JC and a scout tank and 2 artillery pieces. The enemy team has 3 artillery pieces and that Tiger 2, and JC has to be very lucky here as well as very skilled. He has to be lucky, and that RNG does not allow those artillery pieces to land a hit on him or even a splash. They so much as sneeze on him and he is dead. And he also needs to be intelligent in how he approaches it, from good cover positions, stay as already safe as possible, outspot the Tiger, which he did not right there. They both spotted each other, and he needs to get to an already safe location right here. The enemy artillery probably going to take a pot shot at him, maybe, but it looks like friendly artillery did manage to knock off a little bit of health from that Tiger. And will they get the kill? Okay, they took a blind fire at where the Tiger was, I'm assuming, heading, because I doubt he stopped, or maybe he was tracked. I do not have that sort of intel. However, I got to applaud them for the effort, and now they need to get away if they can. Looks like the SU-214 actually fell down to the water side of that ridge line, which, an interesting choice, but could actually end up saving his life. I doubt the Tiger 2 will very much spot him there. And clearly I mixed up my words a little there. I probably should have said, I very much doubt the Tiger 2 will spot him there. The 14-2, a little exposed. Ooh, and this is what I'm talking about, playing smart. Apparently his camo is not so great but it is good enough. He is already safe. The enemy artillery can do nothing to him, and I was hoping that bush would actually prevent him from getting spotted, period, but he did manage to get a very nice flank on that Tiger II, playing very intelligently, and he is up to 4,400 hit points of damage dealt. The enemy artillery taking a pot shot, estimating where he possibly would have driven. I've got to applaud the effort, if nothing else, and honestly, I think that was a pretty smart call. It's not something you often see artillery do. Ooh, running over. I'm not sure I appreciate him running that stuff over. He hopefully outspotted this artillery piece, and he did. Auto aim yet again. He will get another, and ooh, friendly artillery kind of stealing the kill there. Will he get Top Gun? I'm not so certain. We'll find out here very shortly, but 5 kills. And over 4,700 hit points of damage later, with only 830 hit points of damage being taken. I mean, he's a scout tank. He doesn't have that many hit points to lose to begin with. Being very cautious, the enemy team does know he's somewhere over here because he was able to kill that artillery piece. Not kill it per se, but do damage to it, and they know nothing else on the enemy team would have done that to their artillery piece other than JC and his Bulldog. The other artillery probably on the one line down by the water, maybe up on the hill in Hotel 1-2, or possibly hiding in base. Nope. Hummel exposed and out in the open. Not enough. Oh, there we go. Now he's spotted him. A very close miss there. Danger close. Monster kill going in for Top Gun right there. And will he survive, or will this be an Artie versus Artie match? He is swerving and backing up and trying to dodge, running things over, and there's the artillery fire. Now, it's going to be a good long while before that S51 reloads, and he knows that. He is well aware. He has more than enough shots, but he is also reloading now. I don't know why I missed it. Did he accidentally load his his heat rounds, or did he... I don't know what happened there, but I know he didn't really have enough to load those into the drum. I mean, he loaded 9 before, which were his last 9 APCR shells, so I'm a little unclear as to what happened, but there we go, loaded and ready to rock. Maybe that was a glitch with the replay. I'm not sure what happened there, because that definitely didn't seem like the full reload time either. Still, this S51 going to get in a world of hurt if RNG would allow him to hit. There we go. Ooh, friendly artillery coming in. That was an unnecessary risk, SU-14. He very could have easily killed JC, but let's just be fortunate. Let's just be thankful that he fortunately did not, and I'm sure JC is as well. As well, I am sure, is the 14-2. Even though he was an idiot and made the shot in the first place, I bet he's glad he didn't kill his teammate, who he didn't even need to take the shot. It was unnecessary. It was a kill steal, plain and simple. Not even worth the risk. He should have waited until JC possibly would have needed the help, had the artillery, I don't know, pulled a miracle 180 and shot him, which wasn't happening. But regardless, let's go to the post-game stats and see how everyone racked and stacked in this chaotic video of mine. And looking at these post-game stats, we see he did in fact earn high caliber as well as Top Gun, which I guess I should have seen coming, given the amount of ridiculous damage he did in a tier 7 scout with only tier 8 tanks, a few of them being top tier. Bruiser, as well as Duelist and Fire for Effect. Fire for Effect, of course, just means you did your tank's hit points and damage or more. Duelist, meaning you had to destroy at least 2 enemy vehicles that caused damage to your vehicle. And Bruiser, meaning you had to damage enemy vehicles, modules, or injure crew members at least 5 times in a battle. And of course, earning Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. Just look at all those vehicles he damaged and or destroyed. Going on to see the rack and stack, we see 5,168 damage being the total endgame damage. The only other vehicle, I guess I was right to call it a little bit overpowered, was the FV304 with 2,000. Then we have the T-32 and the other artillery piece being somewhat helpful as well. Then some less than helpful teammates. That IS-3 that YOLO'd in being one of them. Yogg Panther, not Yogg Panther, just Panther 2. Doing pretty respectably for the enemy team with 4 kills. And damage pretty spread out among the top. It's actually kind of surprising to see him do that much and the enemy team do so much significantly less. when they nearly killed everyone on JC's team, including JC himself. But I guess that's just how the damage spread was a little more thinned out. Yeah, you see here these values are pretty significantly different back and forth, so understandable, I suppose. And going into the nitty-gritty, we see 52 shots fired, direct hits being 40, penetrations 39, and a total damage from a distance of 300 meters or more is 756. So not really a lot of sniping, a lot of in-your-face brawling action. And right here, hits received for penetrations for, of course, the Bulldog's really not going to bounce anything unless RNGesus is truly on your side that day. Enemy vehicle spotted 8, 9 destroyed, 9 damaged, 6 of those destroyed, and 717 damage due to player's assistance, whether that be spotting or tracks. So it wasn't really being a spotting light tank, more of a damage dealing destroy everything light tank, and he obviously would have had a couple more kills, probably made Radley Walters, if it wasn't for a few unfortunate kill steals, which kill steals are gonna happen, man. Kill steals are everywhere on World of Tanks, and you saw in this video, this guy was pretty much robbed over Radley Walters because Artillery was like, I want my kills too, but I mean, can you blame him? Everyone's gonna be a little bit selfish here and there, and I shouldn't say barely making profit. He earned a lot of credits, but a lot of that went to repairing and ammo resupply costs, so he only ended up making a profit of just over 23,000 credits, putting a good amount of experience received. That is not a ×2, no bonus there whatsoever. Over 2,900 experience received with no sort of bonuses other than premium, of course. But no daily double, no events, no anything. That's actually a pretty impressive record. I don't know if that's his personal record, but I know for a lot of people, they have not reached that. I personally have not reached that kind of record for my most experience earned in a match without any sort of outside factors. So, and again, excluding the whole premium status thing. So, very impressive, very well played, and very mobile gameplay, which I think this really showcases how a light tank should be played if you're trying to be out there doing damage. Use your mobility and flank them up. I mean, flank them to no end, and definitely do what you can to dish out that damage. If you don't want to use your scout tank to spots, that's fine. As you see here, it doesn't have to always be, depending on the scout tank. The Bulldog is very respectable, and again, keep in mind this is back in 9.5. I don't know if any nerfs hit the Bulldog. In the meantime, since this video happened, since this version, of course, this video is coming out when 9.9 is out, and 9.10 is a month or two around the corner. But rambling on more than enough, I'm going to wrap it up this time for this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Look forward to more videos from me. If you want more ways to follow my channel and support my channel, look in the description below. And as well as if you've got a replay you think I should commentate, directions in the description below as well. But what's it? This has been Spang, and clearly I am oh so professional knocking all my stuff over. See you next time, my viewers.
MLG.